This is Sean with Voices of Racing. I'm here with a legend in the images of racing for a lot of the drivers and teams over the years. Kelly, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm good. And where are you based?
I'm based in Sonora, which is the Northern California gold country. We have an 11-acre ranch, 5 year-round streams, and I sit up there and paint pictures of cars.
Okay, and back in the day, you made a lot of the T-shirts for a lot of the teams. Is that right?
Yeah, for 25 years, I owned one of the largest motorsports apparel companies. We did people probably you never heard of. We did Ayrton Senna, Nigel Mansell, the Andretti's, Mears Gang, Rick Mears, Penske Racing, those type of clients. We created T-shirts for them.
And now you do a lot of canvas for clients. So kind of explain that.
Yeah, I decided to take paintbrush and canvas kind of old school. And now we do a lot of work with corporate and with race teams. So, for example, this is one that we just did for the Wendell Scott Foundation. And this particular piece will be featured February 12th at the Wendell Scott Foundation Gala event at the NASCAR Hall of Fame. And
what's the history of the driver?
Well, Wendell Scott's the first African American to win a race in NASCAR, the first African American to race in NASCAR. He won this race in 1963. This is one of the best parts of the whole thing. It says "Mechanic Me," because basically Wendell Scott was his own crew chief, his own crew, and he still managed to go out there and be very successful. He finished in the top 10, I think, 3 or 4 years in NASCAR in the early 60s. So I'm really honored to be part of this program. And really we're just trying to highlight some of the histories that got swept under the carpet from NASCAR.
And so some of the legends that you've been able to do canvas for and different paintings, when they contact you, what's kind of your vision in taking their images, photographs, and creating something unique?
So it comes from all different avenues. For example, I did a painting of John Force and Brittany Force. That was spearheaded by John. However, this one here that I did for Laguna Seca Raceway, this is for the 2021 Rolex reunion. I worked with the head of design at Ford and worked with the management at Laguna Seca, and they wanted to incorporate Parnelli Jones and George Fulmer, and of course they were on the Mustang team and finished first and second in 1969 in Trans Am. So what I try to do is show some of the historical background in the paintings, and I try to really build the history as opposed to just paint a picture of the car.
And if somebody wanted to find your work, where would they go to look for it?
So the Peterson Automobile Museum in LA sells my art prints. I'm one of their top selling artists. The LeMay Museum in Tacoma, Washington sells my art prints. Additionally, I do a lot of sprint car and dirt artwork. So some of the legends in sprint car racing are sold by the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame in Knoxville, Iowa.
And do you have your own website?
I do. It's Telfer Design. I think that's what it says right here. .com.
Telferdesign.com. Well, I've got one of your prints that you gave me 3 years ago when I was here at PRI, and I've got it on my wall, and I look at it every day when I play pool at my house.
I love it. I hope you're having a beer at least or something.
Well, I might be, but it's good. It's good to see it again. I'm going to cut to it real quick. Tell a little bit of the history of this image.
Well, so this is an early Porsche race car. It's their 550, and they used to race hill climbs. Was a big deal in Europe in the 50s and 60s. So Porsche had these very light, small cars with 1500 cc or 1600 cc motors, and they were kind of like the little giant killer. These cars screamed up the hill. And this is one of their famous cars, famous drivers, winning a race in 1955 or 56.
All right. Well, I know everybody loves looking at your work here at PRI 2021, and I thank you for your time, Kelly. It's great seeing you again.
Well, it's the other way around. Thank you very much. I appreciate it a lot.
This will be at voicesofracing.com.